welcome to Tomb Runners, Roynell. Yes, we're talking about they can't do what we can do, and yes, a woman's experience traveling is different than a man's experience traveling. A black woman's experience is different than a black man traveling. So no, brothers, no. You cannot take the experience of any woman, of any a black woman, and how they travel. You cannot ask a woman who travels somewhere by herself or even with a group and think that that's going to relate to you. You're going to have a totally different experience than what a woman's going to have. So yes, a woman could tell you some place is racist or some place wasn't cool and this, and then you go there and find it's totally different. That you had a great experience. You didn't, because you are a man. In the world outside of the Western world, being a man is a different category, different situation. It's more of how things used to be. It's more of what there's this fakery that we have in the West sometimes with some of this female empowerment, but not being empowered. Like, yeah, I could beat you up, and really I can't beat you up, but I have that image and I project that image. In other places, they're gonna make you do what you say you can do, and if you can't do it, you're gonna be, they're not gonna let you talk if you can't talk and back up what you're talking about. So you get some real life repercussions if you talk stuff that you can't do. So just saying that to say that we can go where we can go places because we are actually want to do what a man's supposed to do in other countries. We can be more masculine men, and we are appreciated. And where they need to be more feminine and more women-like, they can't be. So you can't take the women's experiences going around the world traveling as a man, because your experience will be different, totally different than their experiences, and they just can't do what you can do. In other parts of the world, it really does matter if you're a man or a woman, and what you can do, what you bring to the table is super important. So, this is O'Shea Duke Johnson's his video, but just showing a woman trying to do what we do and she can't do it. Peace.
Would still like to go to Colombia and visit or live for the same reasons that black men want to. It's close to the United States. It's cheap. It's a bang for your buck and all that, and it's a lot of nice experiences. And the quality of life in Colombia is good, minus the crime. But a lady went viral for saying this.
Dating in Medellin as a foreign black woman, I'm not really saying it's about looks. So many more things that go into it. One, a lot of us prefer to date black men. Some of us, because of language barriers and things like that, are mostly around black men that speak English, black foreigners. So they come down here, and because they're in a new country, they don't want to date black foreign women because they can date black Colombian women.
But wait, there's more.
A socioeconomic standpoint, if you want to date in Colombia as a black foreign woman, a lot of the times you're going to make more money, and that makes things a little bit complicated when you're dating somebody in Colombia who might not be same level economically as you. Obviously, men and women are socialized different. If the woman doesn't have as much money as the man, that's okay. A woman has more money than the man, that becomes an issue. So that also makes it difficult. And then also, let's be fair. In the interior parts of Colombia, darker skinned people, not the beauty standard. So that also makes it even more difficult.
Now, this was interesting. She's a black woman that lives in Colombia, but she said something that was completely true, which is that she wants to date a black man, but live in Colombia because it would be great, right? You're living overseas and things are cheaper and you have money. And then you also have somebody that understands you and understands your culture. But she took it one step further. And that is, dating Colombian men means that these men don't have money as much as you would want. And a lot of Colombian men that are rich, well, it's safe to say that they don't need to date American women because they're probably already gone. Most rich guys in foreign countries are gone. It's not like it is in America. And guys in America have opportunities too, but if you're a rich guy living in Colombia, you're already probably married or you have a lot of opportunities. There's probably not a way that even an American woman can get a hold of a rich Colombian guy. So for that reason, dating an American is preferable because a woman wants to be provided for. So if you're an American man in Colombia, that must mean that you have some level of income or some level of business going on. And so, hey, you'd be able to support her. You may not need a lot of money, but you'd be able to support her. But there is just one problem.
Black women, don't come to Medellin if you are a pick-me and or male-centered. Because I'm going to hold your hand when I tell you this. You are not the preference. They are not looking for us here. You will be disappointed and get your feelings hurt. Now, I'm not saying don't come to Medellin, period. I love Medellin. It is such a great city. If you're coming here planning on staying for a while and you're looking for love, you're looking to date around and find your person, don't do it. First, I'm going to assume that you are mostly attracted to black men or date black men. And so when you come down here, especially if you're from the US, the black men here will openly tell you, why am I going to check for y'all when I have Colombian women, specifically black Colombian women? Now, for a male-centered woman, that is awful because a lot of them, they get their validation from the men. Some Colombian men, they also will fetishize you because they're not used to, dating black women, specifically black foreigners. So a lot of the times your options are being fetishized or being ignored. Of course, there's exceptions to the rules, but time and time again, I have talked to women that come down here and they can't stay here long term because they are looking for something real. And then they're absolutely disappointed when they realize, oh shoot, they can't get what they're looking for here.
Now, what the lady is saying here is vital because she's saying, listen, as much as I want to date American men, American black men, they just don't want me. And they don't want a lot of us as black women because they want to date the Colombian women. And there could be a lot of reasons for that. Number one, the Colombian women or any foreign women, if you're a black man, you also stick out. So it's not like if this black woman was in America or in the city that they wouldn't date her. It's possible that they would. The reality, though, is that now the black guy has more access than he would in the States. So if you take a woman like her and you live in, San Antonio or Houston or any major city, okay, she may be a good opportunity. But if you're in Medellin and now you're an American and you have, a 200% or 2,000% chance to date somebody, then she's not an option. You can kind of look at her as like, well, you'll always be there. And for you, you may not care as much that you have the same culture or you have the same stuff because it doesn't matter. You might be looking for somebody that is a little bit light skinned or younger or whatever the case may be. And so now these women that come from America, they're competing against women that are like really feminine, who might have a different complexion and they may have a different attitude. And one of the things that a lot of black men go through is that, well, okay, you're a black American from the States, so I feel like I'm going to get some level of attitude from you that I'm trying to get away from. So then what it does, it puts a woman in a position where she has to be so exceptional that you have to beat out a Colombian woman in Colombia. And that may be very, very, very difficult because from what I understand about Latino women, I mean, they're very passionate, they're very, very sexy and romantic and submissive, some of them. And that might not be what some of these sisters are. And now you're in a playing field where these men can actually access those kind of women. And it makes it very, very difficult. Again, like the first lady I talked about, she's very attractive. She lives in Tokyo, but you can kind of tell that she's kind of no nonsense. It's kind of direct, has a kind of a, what you would call a stereotypical black female attitude that may, turn off certain black men. But in Tokyo, dealing with a Japanese woman, you're not going to get that. And so now what happens is the the black women are competing against these women that these men have access to now, and it's bad for them because now you're competing against, let's just be honest, these guys' dream women. It's almost like, I have a friend that Storytime Music. I had a friend that lives in Uganda. I don't want to call his name, but he lives in the Carolinas, and he was dating this woman. He wanted to get married to her, and it was a good fit, but it wasn't working out. But he came to Uganda, and he came here like 3 times, and he was like, and he told her, like, there's no way after going to Uganda that I could ever be with you again. Like, it's not possible. Like, now I know what I can get, and so I just can't deal with you like that. So it's just best that we stay friends. And the reality was he had access to something that he didn't before. And now it's hard for that lady to compete with that. And she ended up with some older guy that didn't work out. And like, he don't even care. He was like crazily in love with him. But yeah, now a lot of these women are getting friend zoned in these foreign countries because competition is fierce. And also, like I said, women actually try harder, like in these countries, to obtain you. And that's something that most women in America are not really used to doing, kind of competing for a man. But hey, what do I know? I just have been living overseas for 10 years. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy, Shady Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Drunk. Appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe to the bell. We out.
It was the first time you've actually
loved myself and been open to loving and being loved by someone else, yeah.
Will you marry me? I can't marry you because I'm already getting married.